All right, guys, I'm going to do a quick little video explanation of this worksheet that you're going to turn in. Hopefully, the activity that you did on Dismos helps you understand the trig ratios. Um, you're going to need to know how to use sine, cosine, and tangent, or SOHCAHTOA. A sine, S for sine, is the ratio of the opposite side over the hypotenuse. And then C for cosine is the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. And T for tangent, TOA, is opposite over adjacent. Besides sine, cosine, and tangent, those ratios, you might need to also remember Pythagorean theorem: a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or your Pythagorean triples. We had that, I think it was on a green foldable from the previous, oh, no, the current unit, or previous unit, sorry. Because if you're missing one of the sides, the hypotenuse or the opposite side or adjacent side, you're going to use Pythagorean theorem to find it. So the way the maze, works is they're going to tell you which trig ratio to use. So like right here, this is sine. Which angle to use. So we tend to circle that angle. And since sine is opposite over hypotenuse, what is missing here is the hypotenuse. Remember, the hypotenuse is always over across from the right angle. The thing is, I know I can do either Pythagorean theorem to find that, or because I see 7, 24, this is a triple. It's 7, 24, 25. Okay. And so now I can do the opposite side of A, which is the 24, and the hypotenuse, which is 25. So that would be the ratio 24 over 25. And I could see that is this ratio here. So I'm going, basically, I'm starting here, and I'm going through, and now I'm going to do this problem to the right. Oops, trying to make a little arrow there. This is also a triple. It's 3, 4, 5. And now they want us to do the cosine of A. Oh no, cosine of B. So I'm going to circle that reference. Cosine is adjacent. Remember, the adjacent side is the side right next to. So this is the adjacent over hypotenuse. There's 5. So that would be 4 over 5, which means I'm going to this ratio here. And so you're just going to keep going. You might have to reduce your ratios if you don't see an option, but your option should be in one of the boxes adjacent to our octagon here, or hexagon, excuse me. If you're missing a side to do the ratio, like I said, do your Pythagorean theorem or do your triples. This is a multiple of this side. I don't know if you noticed, we had a 4, 10 right here. If I double the 5, that's 10. If I double the 4, that's 8. So if I double the 3 here, that would give me my 6. And now I can do my tangent of A. So A is the reference angle right here, and it's opposite. Here's the opposite over adjacent. So like I said, reducing, because this would end up being 6 over 8, which can reduce to 3/4 right here. So now we are coming to this. I'll go through and come down. Okay. So you're trying to get to the end of the maze and just using your ratios. Okay, so now on the other side, same premise. But I like this side because it also has some sides with radicals, and you have to still remember your radical rules, simplifying radicals. You have to go through those rules. So you have answer choices here. If I do like this first one, fix this. Yeah, so here we have the sine of A. A is your reference angle. If I look here, in reference to this angle, the opposite would be the 5, the adjacent would be the 12, and always opposite the right angle is the hypotenuse. So sine of A is opposite over hypotenuse, which would be 5 over 13, which is, I think this is a R, okay? So what we're doing is you're going to find the ratio for the choice, and then you're going to write the letter of the correct answer choice in the box that contains the number. So for number 1, we have an R here. I'm just going to put an R. And then if you go down there, they're all kind of scrambled to kind of get you your answer to your riddle. So we're going to put an R. And if it repeats, I think you put it more than once. Then now they want us to do cosine of A, which would be adjacent over hypotenuse. That's the 12 over 13. So this is going to be my I. And then my tangent, which would be opposite over adjacent. That would be my L. So we're going to fill those letters here at the bottom. The one I wanted to address is like if you do have a radical, like on number 7 through 9 here, A star reference angle, opposite go across. This 1 is my opposite, root 3 is my adjacent, 2 is my hypotenuse. So sine of A is just going to be 1 over 2. So that is also an I. Okay, I think that's I. Then our cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So that'd be root 3 over 2. So I can keep that one. I think my letters are faded. So I think that's an E. I apologize. That's this answer right here. I'm putting the wrong letter. And the tangent, it is opposite over adjacent. Okay. So opposite over adjacent is the R here. And they do not rationalize that one. So, but just remember, you cannot keep the root at the bottom. So you might want to check on your answer choices. Over 3, over 3. This would end up reducing to root 3 over 3. I think on the other boxes, but just be mindful of that. If there's an answer choice not showing up in your box, because your answer choice has to be one of these 4, then just make sure you rationalize that. And I know you're definitely going to have to do that on the IXL. So I think it's, let me go back to your checklist, VLY. So when you get an IXL, let's just type in the code. There it is here. Remember, as you're doing your skills, you can always use the video here to learn or with an example. And in here, they want you to simplify your answer, write as proper fraction or improper fraction or whole number. So these you will need to make sure you reduce. You could use your calculator for that. I know I don't have mine open, just to remind you how to do that. But I'm just going to use this tool here. They're going to give you the angle, the reference angle. Remember, opposite the right angle is always the hypotenuse. And so the 60 would be the opposite and 32 would be adjacent. These are the problems, and these you will have to reduce. So if I do sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse, that ratio, opposite side is 60 over the hypotenuse, which is 68. And you want to simplify that. So what I was trying to get to is, remember, you can do, if you do, I think it's alpha x, there we go. And we had, what was it, 60 over 68? So 60 on the top, the arrow down, our 68, enter. It will simplify it for us, and then we're going to write that reduced answer in the box. So we're going to pick this fraction box, put our 15, and then our 17, hit submit, and it will check us for us. And then we can do the next problem. Again, our goals are 85 or above. I'm going to jump a level because I want to talk about some of the problems where you might have to find the missing side. Like on a problem like this, your missing hypotenuse is gone. But this kind of goes back with our worksheet. Let me get my pen. This is a triple. So this missing side is 13. To do cosine of J, which is right here. Cosine means you're doing adjacent, which is this 5 over hypotenuse. We're going to write that ratio in the box. Sorry, just a second. All right, so you're going to get this fraction box. We have 5 over, down 13. We're going to submit. Okay, so so like on these, this level, you have to find that missing side, which correspond with the maze and your worksheet. I'm gonna jump a level. So I can, now we're doing multiple things here, more than one ratio at once. So again, I need to find this missing side. There is a shortcut to that. If it's not a triple, let me get to my pen here. Sorry. So let's use that. So if you're ever trying to find a leg, you're going to end up having to subtract to get that leg. If you're trying to find the hypotenuse, you're always going to have to add. So if I want to find QR, that missing leg, all I'm going to do is take the square root of doing 52 squared minus, what's the square? Sorry. Dang it. It's supposed to be a square. Okay, minus 20 squared. So I can, on my calculator, I'll show you. If you want, you can go to second x squared. Underneath the radical, go ahead and put 52 squared minus 20 squared. Hit enter. It will get us our simplified answer, which is 48. Okay, so I'm putting 48 here. All right. Now they want you to simplify the answer and write, all of them as proper fraction or improper fraction. So if I'm doing, and on this one, we're all doing the reference angle S. So sine, remember, sine is when we're doing opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is when we're doing adjacent. I'm going to put it on the side. Adjacent over hypotenuse. And tangent is opposite over adjacent. And they want to simplify the answer. So if I'm doing opposite over, over hypotenuse, the opposite of the S is actually this 40. Hypotenuse is always opposite right angle. So opposite here is our 48 over the 52. They want the simplified answer. Let me get to my fraction thing. There it goes. Click, yeah, put the cursor there. This will reduce to 12 over 13. And then they want the tangent, or the cosine, which is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is the 20 would be the adjacent side here. Remember, it's next to the reference angle. So I gotta get my cursor in there. This is gonna reduce to 5 over 13. And then opposite over adjacent. Opposite is gonna be the 48 over the 20. And that's gonna reduce to the improper fraction 12 over, flick here, 12 over 5. So you're gonna have probably different problems, but I'm just kind of making sure you understand each style. Hopefully that worked. Yes. Okay. Let's see if I load. Oh, that's it. So in here, it's not showing on these examples, but you might have radicals as your size. So just be mindful of that. And look at that. I leveled up. You don't get to level up. I think you have to get so many right before you can. So yeah, here's just a little example to help you with the IXL and with your homework. This worksheet, you make sure you turn in. Again, it will be a separate grade, and hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully. All right. Thank you.